Okay, everybody. How's everybody doing? Here we go here. Over here we got some models here. These are flying type of models. Flying type of models, not fat little show models. No, not fat. I'm talking about flying models right here. These are the flying models, tipplers, not the chubby ones, the ones that you'll be showing on the show. No, not those. These are the flying models right here. And someone asked me, Abraham, you got some models? I got a few models. Make a video about that. But they flying models. I told them they flying models. They're not chubby models. Birds that you put on the show, and you know, it's just to show so they could walk around and stuff. No, these are flying models. If you want to show them, you could do it, but you know, these are not chubby models. These are flying type of models right here. And I told them, yes, I'll make it. These are the flying models right here. And I also have the red flying models. There you go, right here. There you go, right here. A hen and a cock right here. A hen and a cock right here. I had these guys flying with the warriors. I took them out. I said, let me put them in, because if I don't put them in and the hawk gets them, that's it. That's the end of it. I only have 3 red, bloody red models. That's all I got, 3. So I had the father, the mother, and the daughter. I said, you know what? I'm gonna lock these guys up, because if I don't, the hawk is gonna get them. Sooner or later, he's gonna get them. So I said, let me lock them up, because I only got the daughter, and I'm putting them in. I'm putting them in. That's it. They're not going out no more. And maybe I get some young ones out of them. Let's see what happens, because I'm not breeding everything. I'm breeding certain pairs. All right, guys. YouTube world, coming to you. You know, as always, with your channel, always coming to you, the people's channel. And I think she's getting ready to lay an egg. Okay, all right. Well, the homers can always pump the young ones. Tough guy. Tough guy. Woo. These guys are 2 cocks. Tough boy. 2 cocks. Blue models. Oh, these guys are tough boy. Look at them. Father and son. Look at them. The son is saying, I'm stronger than you, Dad. I'm younger than you. Child abuse. Or should I say father abuse? That's the father and the son. The son is tough, boy. Look at that. I got the son flying, but not the father. The father's inside. Ooh. Look at that, boy. Ooh. Boy, these guys ain't playing around. Well, let me go to the other side now and get the other two pairs. Let me go to the other side now. These guys, they want to see who's stronger. Here we go now. Now we're on the other side now. Okay. We're on the other side now. All right. I bred both of these young ones this year. Both of them. And I'm going to put them together so I can get different color models. Because I love colors. I've been doing colors since 1991. By the way, I just got my bands about 2 weeks ago. Robbie called me up. I just want to talk a little bit about this. You know, when I first got my bands, I banned myself on my bands TNT flyers, because my birds used to fly for hours. I mean hours. The guys know it out there. I started banding these birds. It was in the 90s, 1991. That's when I started making these bands. I used to get them through foils or seagulls. And I started with the color pink. The color was pink. And I had pink for like all the way down to I think it was 2000 and I think I would say it was 2005, and they stopped making them pink, so I had to change color. I changed to yellow, then after yellow, white, but I didn't like the type of band they was using. Then I changed to blue, the blue that you see now on some of these birds. That's my personal band. And then Robbie called me and he says he can get them, and I'm getting them white again the way I want them. But I started banding my birds in 1991. This bloodline that I have here, I started in 1991 with this bloodline. And this is how I started with my bloodline. I'm going to say a little bit about this because a lot of people don't know about this. Making a bloodline is not just 1 or 2 or 3 years. No, it takes a long time. I think the only guys that I know that their bloodline is way older than mine, guys that I know, is Pepe and Son and Tiny Concepcion. I think those are the only guys that their bloodline is older than me. But I'm going to tell you guys a little story, how I started with my bloodline. Because I only told 2 guys. When I was living in New York City, I started flying out of a window. And the guys that know me in New York, they know who I am. Out of my window. Then from my window, I went to a garage. And let me tell you something. The way I started my bloodline, this is how I started my bloodline. I used to go and hit every pet shop in Queens, Bronx, Jersey, you name it. Anytime I saw a bird that I like, and I thought I could do something with it, I grabbed 2 here. I go to the next pet shop. I see 2, I grab 2 here. Dwight knows this. Dwight knows it. And I started doing that. I used to go to Jersey, to Jimmy's. I found 2 or 3 birds, grabbed them. I went to Queens, I hit all 3 of those pet shops. There was 3 of them over there. I don't know if they're still there. I found 2 here, 1 here, 2 here. I went to Cookies, boom. I went to Bobby's, boom. So I collected a few birds from every pet shop. And I started breeding those birds. I don't know who these birds belong to. I don't know what bloodline. And I started making my bloodline out of birds that I picked up in the pet shop. And once in a while, when I used to go to Tiny's house, my friend, he gave me gave me a couple of young ones. I put his youngsters in there too. And that's how I started my bloodline. I started in 1992. That's when I started. And I kept on with that bloodline since 1992. It didn't start yesterday, 2 years, 3 years. No. 92 all the way to 2019, going into 2020. That's how I built my bloodline. And I believe the only guy that's older than me is Pepe and Son and Tiny Concepcion. I don't think that I know there's anybody out there that their bloodline is older than mine, or Tiny's, or Pepe and Son. I believe Pepe and Son is the oldest bloodline I know. I would say 40 years, Pepe and Son. So just want to let you know that making a bloodline is not 1 or 2 or 3 years. And by the way, when you make your own bloodline, you get rid of everything that you got, like I did. Every bird I bought in every pet shop, I got rid of every one of them. And everything I bred out of those birds, then I started with what I bred, my own bloodline. Corky knows it, Kenny knows it, Tubi knows it. Tubi's been around for a long time too, so I believe Tubi, his bloodline is pretty old too. Tubi's up there too. And you know, when I hear guys, this is my bloodline, 2 years, 3 years, this is my bloodline. Okay, I guess they don't know what it is to have your own bloodline. It takes work. It takes a lot of work, and it's not 1, 2 or 3 years. I believe another guy that has very, very good bloodline that's been around for a long time is Ruben. Kenny was there. Kenny had his own bloodline, but Kenny, he quit. But I believe Ruben is up there too. So for those guys who think that I'm making a bloodline 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and I created this and I created that, and then when you put 2 duns and you get a dun, you didn't create no dun. When you put 2 blacks and you get a young baby black, you didn't create a black. That's not creating a bird. Creating a bird is when you take 2 different birds and you get something totally different from that pair, and you continue to go that way. That's when you could say, I created this bird. And that would be for another day. That would be for another day about creating a bird. All right, guys, coming to you, the People's Channel.